Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Chrono. I totally butchered that intro, but you know what? I don't care, we're working with it. Last we left off, we went into Kid's dream. I don't know if it's a dream per se, into her past. We basically went into her past, because Masa, Mune, and Doreen noted that the princess was stuck in the past. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but Kid also did say that every now and again when she's in mortal danger, she just disappears and wakes up somewhere else with some lost memories and no injuries. Shrug. So maybe when she was fatally stabbed by Lynx, her consciousness or something went into the past? I don't know. That part I never understood quite fully. Like, what was that supposed to mean? That she just disappears? Does she... Actually, you know what? Quite possible here. Bear with me on this idea. Maybe she does die, but she disappears. And for some whatever odd reason, she reappears. It's like she can't die. I wonder if that's what Masa, Mune, and Doreen meant when she was stuck in the past. Because now she is, like, greatly wounded, whatever. And we need to bring her back from the past? I don't know. That part was never clear, and I could only guess. Anyway, here we are at Terra Tower. We can't do anything about Terra Tower. It's very unfortunate. But we're going to leave this for the next episode, because there are a couple of things that I want to take care of. One is... provided that... oh god, wrong button. One is provided that we have Kid in the party. Oh, television, please. Television? Thank you. It's like, I can't see it. I can hear it through my headset, but the television is like blank. It's like, help me? Television? Help? So, oh god, Kid. Compared to Fargo, oh, your damage output sucks. It really does. Actually, you just suck. I mean, you have... actually good enough magic like Surge, but that's your only saving grace. that's your only saving grace. But we do need her. We do definitely need her. I might have her in the party at some point in the future, but right now, I want to, you know, prioritize strength. And Fargo has that. Not to mention, a very good weapon. Anyway, who I am looking for here is Mel. Now, I will say this. You have absolutely no reason to believe you could be doing this right now. Hell, you can go through the entire game, replay it, and still don't know that you can do this. Once you have found Kid, and provided that I think way back in the past when Mel stole Kid's elements, if you did that side quest of hide and seek, I think then you're able to talk to Mel at this point for a little special something. I just don't know where she is. I think she's here. Cough cough. No, that's Matcha. Bye Matcha. Bye green tea. I wonder if they did that. Either they did that on purpose, or that was just complete accident. I feel like they did it on purpose. Her name is Matcha. Because, you know, like, Orcha, Korcha, Matcha, green tea. Anyway. Oh, hey, Blondie. I have something I want to discuss with you. What? You talk to me, Kid. Go ahead and speak up. Mel would like to speak to you in private if possible. Sure, whatever. That's fine with me. Serge, skedaddle a little bit. Us ladies need to be talking in private. Alright. Okay, Mel. So, what do you want to talk to me about? Actually, Huh. Oh, sure. You got it. Well, to be honest, this problem was driving me up in the wall, too. Well, I understand your feelings real well. Don't you worry. I won't get in your way. Thank you, Kid. Then, please take Mel with you. Oh, and, Kid, take this as a token of our promise. It's a special frame made in Goldove called Goldovian Stitch. It's got a cool looking pattern and, well, I'm sure you'll like it. Kid received the Goldovian Stitch frame. I'm sorry, on PS1 hardware, this Goldovian Stitch looks like a nightmare. It looks like nightmare-fueled white noise static screen on those old CRT televisions. Maybe it looks better in the like Switch/PC remake, but right now it looks like a nightmare version of the CRTV white noise static image. It really doesn't look good, I'm sorry. But more importantly, Mel joined ya. Translators, you guys messed up on that. Cha is supposed to replace your. Supposed to be Mel joined ya party. Mel joined cha your party. Okay, yeah, they totally messed up there. Because Orcha, it's like Orcha joined cha party. So I don't know why they messed up so badly with Mel, but shrug? Like, honestly, shrug? So we can confirm that. You know what? I do have one thing I want to try real quick, and I'm gonna try having both Lena and Kid in the party, and Mel. Oh, rats! Mel has to stay behind. That's no fun. Sorry, Mel. I promise you'll be in the next episode in battle. Although whether or not you get to survive and stay awake is a different story. It's a totally different story. But yeah, again, you have absolutely no reason to think of coming back here. Maybe Mel said way back if you did that side quest to come back and see her sometime later. But honestly, between then and now, it's been 50 episodes. That's how long in actual time it's been. 50 episodes for me. So imagine how long you guys would be playing if you did it yourselves. It's like, I was supposed to go visit Mel? Now how was I supposed to remember that without a prompt? Exactly. I only remember this because even as a teenager, I did this by mistake, and it's like, this is so stupid. It's one of those stupid things that you'll never forget in your entire life, no matter how hard you try. Now, the reason why I wanted Lena and Kid is because I'm gonna try this stupid thing one last time. Granted, we are in Disc 2, so it's very possible that that Mojo joining our party is not coded in the second disc. It's very possible, and if it is, then it's what it is, and I can't help it. But last-ditch effort. Total last-ditch effort. Hello, sir. So, what insurgents and minions invade? I'm not gonna run. No use anymore. True love and peace. Dude, can I show you the object that I can't find now? Where are you? Where is the shark tooth's literally the last thing, Jesus. Sorry, but I don't have time for you right now. I'm praying for the sake of world, love, and peace of mind. No answer. Seems to be just a straw doll. Okay, yeah, it's over, yeah. So, apparently, I mean, even in Disc 1, there is a hard cutoff. And that's when Surge becomes Lynx. Because note, right after I got back to being Surge, I tried again, and it didn't work. So, the game's code is wired to have a hard stop of getting Mojo when you become Lynx. That sucks. That sucks, because that is another party member, and it's just annoying, but whatever. You could have gotten Mojo. He would have been a Black Innate. I think his origins is from the Xenon mainland, I think. Do not quote me on that. I don't remember, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, and there is one more thing that I would like to take care of. Actually, you know what? While I'm doing that, I want to do it this way because it feels poetic to me, okay? And you know what? At the same time, let's go ahead and... Where are you, Mel? Mel! There you go. Let's get Mel out. And because I want to... Actually, wait a minute. No. I'm not going to do this part yet. I'm going to save that for last. There is one more thing another thing I can do. Remember who was it? Radius said that Luccia wanted Kid to visit her all the way in Viper Manor. Well, let's go ahead and do that. No, I do have something that I want to do, but I kind of want to save it for last because it is important. It's another side quest thing, but in the grand scheme of things, it does have plot. It does have great relations to the plot. The issue is that it's like side quest, and if you don't know where to go, or if you didn't pay attention to what Stina said way back when, which is open that door, which was, I think for my time, 10 episodes ago. I think it was 10 episodes ago, but whatever. Yeah. Oh, that is not Lucia's lab. Jesus, I don't know where I'm going. But yeah, I lost my track of thought because I suck. Oh yeah. Stina, long time ago, said something about the 2 dragon tears and taking them to a place. What was it again? Something about. Oh yeah, to the Divine Dragon Falls. The problem is, we don't know where the Divine Dragon Falls is, and the game does not tell you where it is. It truly does not tell. Where is her lab? The game truly does not tell you where the Divine Dragon Falls is. But there is a context clue that lets you know where it is, and I'll explain it after this. Ah, I have been waiting, kid. There is something that I want to give you. Huh? Me? I was told to give it to you when the time was right. It's for you. From Lucca. You know Lucca? Yes, I did. Here. My dear kid, how are you doing? I wonder how old you are as you're reading this letter. Perhaps you've matured into a beautiful young woman, raising a happy family by now. Well, I was hoping to talk to you in person when you were old enough, but just in case something happens, I'm writing my feelings down on paper and leaving it with Luccia. Perhaps you already know, or perhaps you yourself are also now caught up in some historic crisis as a result of all this, but anyway, a long time ago, we, that is, my friends and I, changed the future in order to save our planet from being devoured by Lavos, a monster from some unknown planet. We still feel proud of the role we played in saving our world, and in how we were so freely able to change the flow of time. But sometimes, I think of the darker side of what we did. What has become of the future that once supposed to have existed? Where did that time that now is no longer allowed to exist go? It is true that thanks to our altering the flow of history, we were able to save so many lives and prevent so much sadness and suffering in the future. But when you think about it, we also caused the deaths of so many that were meant to have come to existence in the timeline we destroyed. And also, we caused new sadness and suffering further along in the new future we created. That is why I worry that someone might seek revenge on us for what we did. I've had a constant dread in my heart that someone in our new future will travel back in time just like we did, and try to kill or capture my friends and me. So even if something dreadful does befall me, kid, know that what was meant to happen will happen, that I was always prepared for the worst. Oh, but don't you dare think the great Lucca is going to go down without a fight. I've got a reputation to uphold after all. Still, whatever lies waiting for us around the next corner, better watch out, cause it's gonna find a pretty mean counterattack coming its way. Kid, when I think of you, I remember someone that I once met a long time ago in the distant past. But she was the complete opposite of the you in this timeline. So quiet and gentle. Someday I'll also tell you about her, when you're ready to know of your real name and heritage. Now, I'm not the slightest bit worried about you, kid, don't get me wrong. I know that no matter what happens, he will always be looking out for you. Or perhaps he has already found you and is there by your side as you read this. If so, hello, Giannis. Please, take good care of my little sister for me. There is so much more I want to tell you, but I must leave it for another time. But don't worry, everything's okay. We will overcome whatever woes may occur, that is for certain. Later, when you're all grown up, I'll come visit you and we'll talk over tea. I look forward to that day. Well, anyway, kid, until we meet again, farewell, and forever and ever your friend, no matter which timeline it is. Yours sincerely, Lucca Ashtier. P.S. Cut the tomboy act out. Believe me, you'll become a beautiful young lady one day, or my name isn't Lucca the Great. Sorry, mate, but I like to be alone for a while. Can't believe you, sis. You're the one always laughed about how there's nothing definite or certain in this world. Yes. The rainbow shell. I forgot about the contents of that letter. It's very heartfelt. It's very, very heartfelt. It really is. And wow. I will say this, that letter does open up a lot of things, and it really cements who the heck Kid is. If you didn't already figure it out by now from Masamune's discussion. And then it's nice that you have this letter, because if you did not go in using the powers of Masa and Mune, if you did not go in with that, this letter will then tell you who Kid is, or heavily imply who Kid is. But let's be honest, if you play Chrono Trigger, it's telling you point blank who Kid is. It's Shala. And that Giannis is looking for Shala. Your true name and heritage. Lucca knew that Kid was Shala. Lucca knew. And I will say this, Lucca, being as smart as she was, you know what, I'm actually going to end the episode after I make this a discussion point. I did not expect that letter to come in, but boy, that opened a new can of worms that I just had to talk about. So, a lot of the I would say a good amount of the fan base of Chrono Trigger, yes, they like the game, but it also brings into point, and Chrono Cross also does that too, brings about the point that if you change the future, okay, fine, yippity-doo-dah, but what happens to that future that was already written? That future, when we go back into our time, like I go into 2380 to kill Lavos, and it was a ruined future. I jump back to my time frame where everything is normal because I changed the future. But if I were to jump back now into the future of 2300 AD, it's not going to be that ruined future. It won't be that ruined future. It will be the new future, because sorry, did I say 2300 for Lavos? 1999. Because in 1999, I already defeated Lavos. That's been written into the timeline, and now 2300 AD will be new. It'll be a new future, whatever it may be. Still destroyed, new, whatever. Lucca basically spoke about the dark side of changing the future. What happens to the original timeline from our point of view when we go back to our timeline? It just, in essence, it just disappears. We have no means of going back to that old timeline. It is, for all intents and purposes, dead. Unless we made another alteration that, like, say, let Lavos survive. Like, we stopped ourselves from killing Lavos. Then the old future will come back. But other than that, that future's dead. It's like, what happens? How many people have effectively lost their place in history due to the actions of what Chrono and his friends did by changing the future? Is really, how many people have died? And on the flip side, how many people have become happier? You know, how many people are living fulfilled lives? And it's just... I don't know if that would be considered a philosophical discussion at that point, because we're actively talking about the consequences of changing time, that a timeline now peters off and dies. And it does bring into a point when we went into the Tower of Geddon and met Miguel. Time Crash Zero, and all those ghost children of Chrono, Lucca, and Marl, they were saying that we changed time, and Lavos was now dead, it was a better future. But now, because of what of what Surge did, that future is coming back to life. And that brings us to the point again about what we learned at the Sea of Eden in Chronopolis, when the homeworld parallel universe became disconnected from fate. That fate could not do anything to change things, to influence things. And because of that, that's what the ghost children were saying, that because Surge touched the frozen flame, Homeworld is now en route to become the original timeline of Lavos destroying the world. Or maybe not Lavos destroying the world, but in the future, the world is now, you know, going back into its original timeline, or into an even worse death, because Chronopolis no longer exists in Homeworld. It's been erased due to the Time Crash Zero. A paradox has occurred. Time traveling, meddling with time, and in essence also meddling with the core mechanics of a parallel universe. Things will go wrong. Things will get destroyed, and timelines, people, you know, on a mass scale will be killed. And that's what Lucca was saying, that Lucca, Chrono, Marl, and everyone else, they've effectively killed many people in the future just to save it from Lavos destroying the world. So they saved the world, but they killed so many people in the process. And I guess you could make the comparison that it's basically war, which it was. Chrono and friends were at war against Lavos, because Lavos was going to kill everyone. And what is war but with some casualties? Unfortunately, some means in the millions, or hundreds of thousands, or millions. And by changing the future, the casualties are the future lives of those that were once born in the original timeline, and will no longer have that chance to even see the light of day. Again, I don't know if that's even philosophical at that point. It might be, but it really delves into the dark side in the theories of time travel and the consequences of time travel. I mean, Back to the Future also did that, where they showed the consequences of... Well, they really showed the consequences well in Back to the Future Part 2, when old Biff went to 1955 to make his younger self become rich. So when they went back to 1985, well, young Biff from 55 already had the almanac, so when he went back to 85, it is the skewed timeline where everything is completely wrong. So that right there shows the consequences of really meddling with time and changing an extremely key portion of it. And that's what Lucca was mentioning. I know I talked about this for like 5-6 minutes, but whenever I play Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross, I am so interested in the idea that is time travel and parallel universe. That it's the reason why I'm not saying I'm knowledgeable, but that I'm open-minded and can kind of understand where they're going with these ideas. I like the idea of time travel and parallel universes. What happens when you change a specific point? How does it destroy everything in the future? What kind of butterfly effect will it cause? Yada yada yada, you know? So I really like it, and I love Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross for it. But that's neither here nor there. I've rambled on long enough. Let me go ahead and officially sign off. And in the next episode, we'll start to do some main story stuff. And first of all, figuring out what the heck Stina was saying when she said to take the 2 dragon tears to the Divine Dragon Falls. And I will tell you what the context clue was to figure out where the Divine Dragon Falls were later.